Hi, Scott Whitley here, hope you're doing well, and welcome to this. This is like entry 3 in the practice diary. Didn't manage to get any practice done yesterday, unfortunately. Today I'm up in Glasgow. We've got a gig with Big Country. So I've been up since 6:30 a.m. We've driven, or I drove up to Glasgow. We got here, unloaded, had a little bit of lunch. And yeah, that's kind of been about it. I'm going to sound check probably in about 5 minutes, so I might get this video cut short and I'll pick it up later. But I just thought I'd get started. So, yes, in the last couple of videos, I talked about a device that I use for warming up, the Powerball, and this is it. There you go, that guy. Powerball. And I've just done a little warm up with it, but I'll just show you quickly the deal with it. You can start it without this piece of string once you get used to it, but you just put this kind of lace in there, wind it up. All right. There's a train going by the sounds of it, and then you just give it a good pull like that, and then there we go. You kind of spin it with this kind of motion, right? You can hear the kind of, RPM it gets up to. And that looks like nothing. But believe me, that's really working. These tendons, but it's like non-impact. It's really, really good for like repetitive strain stuff and things like that. And you can like lift your arm up, you can spin it clockwise, anti-clockwise, things like that. And if you just do a few minutes of that in each hand every day, or before, I use it sometimes to warm up before I go on stage, that kind of thing. But a great little thing, and I think you can buy them from Argos and stuff like that. If I find one on Amazon, I'll put it in the link. I'll put the link in the description below the video. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off by, just for the sake of your sanity, I'm not going to do the same stuff I've been doing in the last couple of videos. I'm going to kind of keep that a little to myself. If I get an extra hour later on, I'll do that. So what I'm going to do is, actually, do you know, I'll tell a lie. I'm going to use that. I will use that because, as I say, I do this all kind of on the fly. Although I try to keep it a flow to my practice. I decide day to day what I'm going to do. All right. So what I will do is just quickly use that major scale exercise simply as a warm up. I'm not going to go nuts with it. I'll just run it up and down the neck a couple of times, very slowly, just to get warmed up. Okay. So apologies for the top of my head keep appearing, but I haven't got a table here. So just going to set my drum machine up with something straight-ish. Rock 2, that should do. Get that down to, let's have a look, 73 BPM. Let's try that. So I'm going to play that just a few times at that speed, and then I'm going to double that up, okay? 2, 3, 4, so. So this is that F sharp major scale, but with the, starting with the 7th underneath. And then, when we get to the octave, adding those 3 notes from the next octave. Okay, alright, so I'm going to double that up now. And then play every key. So, just give me a shout when we're ready, you know what I mean? Yeah, the skids are sound checking at the minute. We're on the same bill tonight as the skids. Trying to make those a little more legato. You know, by plucking at the exact moment I change my left fingering. And then that's it, F sharp again. Okie dokie. So what I will do, actually, just going to use that exercise for a few more minutes. And what I'm going to do is play as much. So basically, the reason I started in F sharp is because that's the lowest position or key. I can get that one finger per fret thing going in. If I go to F, all right, this finger is lost over here, and if we go to open E, everything completely changes. So just for a minute, what I'm going to do is and this is a great exercise to get used to playing around, to using open strings basically, is because everything else is universal, isn't it? If you play something here, the fingering's the same here, and you know whatever. But this little section here, as I say, it all changes up as soon as you sort of move, you know, between sort of F sharp, F, and E. So let's see what we can do. So I'm not going to play that note. All right, that seventh underneath, because we'll kind of like, yeah, I will actually, no, because we'll lose that in E. We can't play that. So let's do this. All right, so we're going to play those notes, and then the same in F, and then the same in E. Is that right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, all right, so I'm gonna move. I'm not gonna go through the fingering of that. Like I said, this is just my own practice schedule that you're sort of joining in with. But just essentially, it's a major scale in F sharp, with, you know, those three extra notes into the second octave. Same thing in F, same thing in E. So you might need to kind of, if you've not done this before, just stop and kind of work out the fingering for the three position, or the F and the E. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? Okay. Got to go and do a sound check, so I will be back in a minute. Okay, back in the room. Let me check. I am recording over there. Yeah, we're all good to go there. Yeah, right. So here we go. Straight back in. 1, 2, 3, 4. F. F sharp. What did I just play? Okay, so one thing you might notice there is the fingering that I'm choosing to use. You know, it's not like a million miles. In fact, yeah, it is still keeping that one finger per fret thing. I keep looking at my recorder instead of the camera. Yeah, so I'm pretty much just using that fingering throughout the whole thing, I think. Let me check that one more time. So F sharp, F, yeah, and E. So that's pretty cool. You can play the three keys, keeping your hand in one position, all right? So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to, although the timing's going to go really odd, I'm going to flow those in so there's not that like gap in between. So I'm going to go... So that's going to, I think, sit really madly, love. It's going to sit really madly across the bar, the beat, all right? Sorry if I keep looking at here. I know you're there, so sorry. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Interesting, every time we come back to the F sharp, I'm back on like beat 1 on the 1, you know? Now, okay, so one thing I noticed is really tricky there. Is getting that clean, you know? So if I find something like that within a scale or a piece I'm playing, I'll hone in on that for a minute and just play around with it to make that move more comfortable. So I'm going to do that now. So it turns out the issue there was I was like trying to really rigidly stick to keeping my fingers within the frets there, which if you're playing a long scale bass, for most people, certainly for me, that's not an option anyway. You've got to kind of move around like this. So it's not like you've literally got to cover the frets all the time. You've just got to like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just assign a finger to a fret. And it's more that, it's not like you've got to keep the fingers covering the frets all the time like that. It's just that you assign this finger to this fret, this one to this, this to this, this to this. And if you have to do a little bit of this, then that's all good. And as it happens, that's a mad stretch for me. It's also a good exercise, you know, to try and be able to pull those stretches off. But in this particular instance, it's just going to be better if I just push that finger that way to grab that F. So let's try that again in context, see if it sounds any better, see if we can apply that in real time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Much better. All right, there's another one. I'm not liking that. There. Really, really dirty. But it is. There's this horrible rumble going on, you know? So I want to try and find a way of cleaning that up if I can. Yeah. Let me try that. It's a tricky one because there's not a lot to dampen with there, you know. Because this finger, which I would normally use to damp the other strings, you know, the fleshy part of that finger is so near. It's so near the nut that it has virtually no effect. As you come away from the nut, it's got loads more effect. All right, so let me try that. Was that going? Yeah. It's tricky. I can't really find. Let me just try that slowly again. I'm cracking up. I'm in E first. Yeah, I'm not actually finding a simple solution to that one. I mean, I can use my right hand and play that, you know, that F with the thumb. That works, but I'm not happy with that. So I'll just. So there I'm kind of playing, and as I come down to the F, I'm trying to let this finger, just kind of slide over the strings to kind of mute them. Let me try that. It's better, but it's still got that ringing thing. It's kind of annoying me, that. So all I can do is just kind of keep playing that as cleanly as I can, you know. And I mean, at a higher tempo, it's not really going to be kind of. I'm looking down there, much of an issue. But this is the cool thing about doing this kind of thing. You kind of uncover these, you know, these little mysteries, these little problems that you might never encounter if you don't. Sorry, you might never solve if you don't kind of analyze things at this level. I'm hungry, so I'm probably not making much sense. Right, I'm going to play that a little bit faster, the whole thing. Let's rack that up to. That's 105 BPM. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, usual, so I'm going to go a little faster still. I'm going to halve the tempo. Actually, I'm going to go down to 70. That's 71. And I'm going to play like, 16th notes. A 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really cool. I like, even though that's like a weird number of notes per, up the scale kind of thing. I like to kind of go with those things in my practice. It's nice to go, to have them kind of round off like that. But the thing is, if you practice kind of like where you start in a scale on a weird, or like not on the one, if you like, then later on when you're improvising or coming up with your own kind of bass lines, that stuff will come out, and it helps you be a lot more creative, All right, so I'm going to do something a little bit different now. I'll probably have to cut this this video a little bit short because it's knocking on 6 o'clock. I've got to get something to eat, and there's somebody coming to meet me at 7. So. But what I'm going to leave you with and work on a little bit just now is the major arpeggio, all right? So just like, root, third, fifth, and octave kind of thing, all right? But over 2 octaves. So instead of just, you get... Okay, I'm going to run those up and down the neck. Again, haven't done these for months and months and months. Going to start at 100 BPM, playing 8th notes, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I haven't done it for months. F sharp, G, A, B flat, So that was like every key from open E right up to where we met E again at the 12th fret. Now it might be, depending on the bass that you're playing, it's too difficult to do those higher registers. You might kind of run out of frets, So just kind of go as high as you can and then come back, all right? Gonna up the tempo a little bit there. So here we go, 134 for no apparent reason. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so make a little point here. So it's important to, when I set off here, say in F, as soon as I kind of get to that note and I know I'm going to play it, I'm looking here for, you know, the octave. All right, and then as soon as I land there and start playing this, if I'm doing it right, because that's just under the fingers, I don't need to move there. Then I'll look for the F coming back again, if that makes sense. So I kind of take a glance here before I get there and a glance there before I get there, you know, which I didn't do then. That's why I went wrong. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to halve that ish. I'm going to go to 80 BPM. And I'm going to play 16th notes. So that's going to be that sort of speed. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm losing the plot. Okay, so that's kind of tough against that those kind of fours, that four rhythm, because this is going across the bar. You know, that same thing that when you start, you know, you start that next one. You're not starting on the top of the bar. You know, keep looking at that. Hello. How do I do for that? Right, okay. So let's go a little faster. That was pretty tricky anyway. So I'm going to go for 90. That sort of speed. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm losing the plot. From C. All right, that was kind of tough. So we're gonna just notch that up to 100 BPM. One, a two, a one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's the bass gone? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. E. A 1, 2, 3, 4. From A sharp, A flat, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's quite tricky. One of the things I'm struggling with here is, for some reason, this strap is a little bit long, and consequently, I don't know if you noticed me trying to tuck the bass in to get those kind of higher register things, so that should be a bit better. There we go. So I'm going to try that one more time. I'm just going to go nuts and do it at 110 BPM, or attempt to. A 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't understand what's happened to this one. I've got it. It's gone under the strap. Amazing how these things can annoy you. A 1, 2, 3, 4. From G. Goodness me. From G. Okay. So that's about all I've got time for today. Like I say, I've got to go and get some food. I can smell food. I'm kind of like so hungry, it's unbelievable. So I hope there's something in there that you can latch on to. I'm going to do a little bit more of this, hopefully, before I get on stage. But at least I've done something today. That's a cool thing. I've what is it? Just over half an hour I've done here. Don't forget, if you are enjoying these videos, then please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to click on the little bell icon so that you get notified when I make a new video. Thanks again, and see you soon.